Hello everyone and welcome. This is Christine with Patter Crafts and today I'm here with a design team project for Scrapping for Less. Today I'll be making two cards using the July 2020 Flavor of the Month card kit, and I'm going to be using collection number 1. Collection number 1 is named Tropic Vibes, and the stamp set and the paper in this collection are also with the same name, Tropic Vibes. There is some ephemera included in this collection, which we will be using today, and also the enamel dots by Gina Marie Designs. So this first card is going to be fairly simple. I just love the pattern paper. It's bright, it's cheery, and I really love the ephemera pieces. So I really wanted to work with those. So we're just going to go ahead and trim down a piece of pattern paper, and I'm going to take that over to my Cuttlebug, and I'm going to trim that out with a stitched rectangle die. I'm also using the Limeade cardstock from the kit as my card base. This is 100-pound cardstock. I don't mind using 100-pound cardstock for a card base, but I don't generally use anything less than that. So when I put my pattern paper up against my card base, I just feel like it just needs a little something. So I went ahead and grabbed some black cardstock from my stash, and I'm going to mat this piece of pattern paper. That little bit of black just allows the pattern paper to pop just a little bit with from that Limeade card base. So we will go ahead and adhere that directly on to my card base with just some tape runner. And then we will look at the ephemera pieces. There's so many fun ones. Sometimes I don't know which one to use because I love them all. So I'm just kind of testing out a couple different ones, but I do kind of stick to this one here because the pattern paper has a toucan and a flamingo, and this is the only piece of ephemera I have left that has both. So I decide I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to pop that up on foam tape. I tend to pop up something on my cards with foam tape, unless the card's getting kind of heavy, or if I'm afraid that I'm going to have to add, extra postage. Generally, everything gets a little bit of foam tape. So to finish off this card, I'm grabbing these enamel dots, and the color I received in my kit are a really pretty pink, and they match obviously the pattern paper and that ephemera piece perfectly. And that finishes off the front, but I am going to work on the inside. So I'm grabbing a white little panel. I pre-cut these out. These pieces are pretty much specifically for using inside of cards because anytime I use colored cardstock for a card base, I always add a white mat on the inside. So I am stamping the happy birthday sentiment because I am in need of some birthday cards. So I'm using that, and I'm stamping it just a little bit more to the right so I can add the fun little flamingo with his sunglasses. So I'll go ahead and stamp him right there. There's still plenty of room to write something if I want to, or if it's somebody I'm really close to, sometimes I just sign my name. So we'll go ahead and pop this right there on the inside of the card, and then I'm going to bring in a pink Copic marker, and I'm just adding a little bit of that pink. I did this for the card kit reveal on the card I made with this collection, and I just really loved the effect that it gave on the inside of the card. So that was a lot of fun, and we went ahead and I did that again. So this stamp set has this little flower that has kind of been neglected, and I decided I'm going to make a background panel using that. I believe it's a little hibiscus flower. I could be wrong, but that's what it reminds me of. So I'm going to go ahead and prep up some black cardstock here from my stash because I'm going to do some heat embossing. Now for heat embossing, I just use baby powder and this really inexpensive makeup brush to spread it. That was just from the dollar store. I have had the same bottle of baby powder and this old makeup brush for 6 or 7 years. I'm still using it and it works perfectly for heat embossing. I do not have any anti-static tools or like little embossing bags. Maybe I might purchase those after my powder is all gone, but at this point, that bottle is still going strong, so we're going to keep just using that. So I am using some Simon Says clear, it's like a clear sticky ink. It's just like Versamark, it's just a Simon Says stamp brand. And then I'm also using Simon Says stamp the fine detail clear embossing powder. So you see it's white here on my black panel, but when I bring in my heat gun, we're going to go ahead and melt that down and you'll see that it'll be clear. So once I think I have all the little flowers down, I am going to go ahead and heat set this. So my heat gun had been running for a couple of minutes before I brought it to my paper, and as you can see, it's melting the embossing powder fairly quickly. My video today is only sped up 2 times, so but it still really didn't take that much time at all. Once I have all my flowers heat set, I'm going to bring in my die that I'm going to cut the panel and just make sure I don't have any empty spaces where I would want a flower. And there is just one little space, so I'm going to add a flower. I added a couple more to the bottom piece because I had some metallic pens and I was wondering what it would look like if I used the metallic pens over that image. Well, sad to say that when I heat set this again and I broke out those metallic pens, they were dried out. So yeah, I didn't really get to use those on this particular project. I've used them before. They're just some Crayola ones that I had purchased at one point, and they're just kind of fun. So we will go ahead and die cut this piece, and then I'm going to add this pink paper. I think it's called Shockingly Pink. I just got a peek at the ingredients sheet. Yes, it's Shocking Pink. And we are going to go ahead and add a little of this really pink cardstock to the back of this black cardstock that we used the heat embossing on. And that'll just help it like real, I don't know, I just love that hot pink and that black. So we're going to add another piece of ephemera right onto the top of this card. And I decide to use the one with the pineapple because it just added another little pop of color. So we'll go ahead and pop that up on foam tape, put that in the center of the card, and then I'm also using the Limeade card base for this card as well. I wasn't at first sure how I was gonna like the hot pink color, the Shocking Pink, with the Limeade, but you know what? I thought it was kind of neat and different, and I liked how the green cardstock kind of went with the green that was in the image. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this whole panel on the front of the card, and then we are going to work on the mat for the inside. So again, I'm just stamping that happy birthday because I need some birthday cards. And then I'm just going to bring in the single piece of pineapple ephemera to kind of go with the front piece that we used, and we're just going to add that there on the bottom. Easy peasy way to decorate the inside of a card. So once this is all done, I'm like, hey, let's add some more sparkle, and I went and got my Nuvo glitter drops in the color White Blizzard. Now what's kind of interesting with these drops is if you're using it on colored cardstock, sometimes the color looks like it's colored. It looks different. So when it dries, and I'm not sure if it'll catch that at the end, but in person, it almost has like this greenish kind of tint to it. So this is my project for today. I've gone ahead and made these 2 fun cards. to add to my birthday card stash. Thank you so very much for joining me today. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more and you're not already, please hit that subscribe button. But until next time, everyone, have a great day. Bye.